Okay, hello and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. Today I thought we'll go over just the basic game mechanics, because this card game is quite different from anything else out there, at least that I know of. This is not similar to Hearthstone, Duelist, Magic or anything like that. Works completely different, and therefore I think it's a good idea to just make a video and go over how the game actually works. So, first off we'll have a look at the factions. There are 5 of them right now in the game. Not sure if it's gonna be more added before the game is released. It's still in closed beta, so could still expect some rather significant changes, but as of right now this is the factions. So each factions have, as you can see here, special abilities that they can use. Monsters have a card, say, on the board each turn at the end of each round. We'll get into that when we get into a game. Northern Realms had strength to gold units. Squattle, which we will be playing today, allows you to draw cards. No, sorry. Choose who begins a round. My bad. Skellige add strange to the units at each round. And Nilfgaard allows you to redraw. The hero we are gonna play, or the leader card we're gonna play in Squattle, allows you to redraw cards. We'll get into that when we get to the game. Okay, let's back out of this menu and head into a practice game. We're gonna play against AI so we can take our time to talk about everything. There we go. Here you can see the leader I've chosen. I only have one leader right now for this faction. That allows us to redraw up to 3 cards. So let's head into the game. The objective of
crush those vermin!
The game is to accumulate most points each round. So first we'll have a redraw phase. We can redraw 3 cards. We have a 25 card deck, and we drew 10 cards right now. So this is not a good card, so we'll redraw that. This is the card that this spec is sort of built around against resilience. So we'll definitely keep that one. And what else do we want to keep here? There's another, we had 2 of them already, that's good. This is not great, so let's redraw that. That's not great either, so I think I'm gonna redraw that as well. So you can actually redraw the cards you redrew already. So let's switch that one out because it doesn't do anything. So here's the faction ability we saw earlier. I get to choose 1 round each game who begins. So we're gonna flip a coin for the first round, so I'm not gonna do it this turn. We got to begin. That's generally bad, I think. I've not played enough to make sure. I think it's better to go second. So let's look at the game board first. You have 3 rows: siege, ranged, and melee. And as you see, you have zeros all the way here. The objective of the game is to play cards, like this for example. It's a 4 strengths card with a melee symbol. You can see it matches the symbol here, the sword. If you look at this card again, it says a sword, so it goes on this row. And when I play it, it will add 4 here, and then to our game round 2 it will add 4 here. So the objective each round is to gain the most points to win the round, and it's 3 rounds, so first to 2 wins. So you have units that go in each row. We have mostly melee. Here is a ranged unit, and let's see if we have... These are special cards or spells, not that one, these ones. That are not units but have effects instead. So this will remove the largest minion on the board, for example. This one has 2 effects. It can either summon a minion or remove weather, and weathers are generally speaking debuffs, but there are cards that have positive effect with weathers as well. And each deck also contains a leader card. And our leader card is Francesca, which you can use instead of playing a card on your turn. You can use the leader card, and you can only use it once per game. And here we have the opponent's leader card. And that will summon a copy of a card. That's good to keep in mind what leader your opponent are playing. Okay. So the idea behind this deck is to buff these resilient cards here. We play one of these. And resilience means at the end of the round it will stay on the board. In all other cases, every card is removed from the game board at the end of the round.
Any last words?
And here we see the effects. Let's just the Northern Realms faction passive. It adds +2 to gold cards. And gold cards are basically immune from all effects, more or less. There are some cards that interact with gold cards, but in general they're immune. If we look at Scorch here, for example, destroy the largest non-gold, and basically all the cards say all non-gold. This one says it as well. So that's gold cards are pretty powerful. You can only have 4 of them in your deck, and you can only have 1 copy of each card. You can see it has a gold border. Well, this is a bronze border, and there's a silver border as well. You can have 6 silver cards in your deck. There we go, Scorch is a silver card. And you can also, they are also only unique. You cannot have 2 copies of silver cards. Okay, so the point of our deck is to buff this one, and this one as we can. So you see this special effects add 4 strength to all instances of the same one. So we want to play the second one, and then we can buff them.
Not much left of that world.
Just to preface, these AI deck is actually pretty good. They usually have epic, 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 legendary. So these decks are really powerful usually. I'm not sure how good the AI are playing them, but we might lose in 2 rounds here because the opponent's deck is very powerful. So you can see his total lights up here in gold because he's ahead. We only have 8 and he has 30. And you have to be careful when how many cards you play each round, because you only redraw, or you only draw 2 cards after the first round and 1 after the second round. So card advantage is really important. And if you don't want to play any more cards in a particular round, you can click this blue icon here and hold down and pass the turn, and then your opponent can play as many cards as they like, or until they choose to pass and end the round. So when both players has passed, the round ends and you tally up the point to see who wins that round. Okay. So if I were to play Scorch here, we would ignore this card and it would remove this one, which we won't do. I'm expecting us to lose round 1 here, but we're gonna keep these 2. So the question is, do we want to play any more cards this turn? So I could kill this, but here you can see the, instead of having this has the melee symbol under the strings, this has 2 arrows, and that means it can be played on any row. So I could kill this with one of these, but it won't accomplish anything because I don't think we're gonna win the round. We could, if we buff these, both these will become 8. That's 16. So 16, we're still 14 behind. We can remove that and add this later. That would put us 8 closer. So that would put us 8 behind. And here this will actually buff these cards by 5 because they are dwarves. One of them, of course. We could also take this turn to use our hero power and redraw cards, but maybe we want to do it at the start of the next round. If we use our hero power, we use that instead of playing a card, and then he has to play another card and commit more to the board. So we could redraw this. This is pretty good. We can play this and then we can return it and play it again with this and buff again. But we don't want to do this turn, I think. So we have 2 of these. We could redraw one of these. And we could redraw this one. I don't love this card. Let's do this. Check out. So we drag it onto the board. And we get to the redraw phase again. Let's start with these ones. Okay. We don't want that card. Okay, could be useful. That's not the greatest card, but it's better than having 2 of these, I think. And let's redraw this one as well. Okay, and then we pass the turn back. Oh, he passed. It's probably a good move, I think, because I was gonna pass anyway. I was hoping you would commit more cards. Okay, so obviously we can win the round now. We could, but we have to play a lot of cards, and that's a bit tricky. It's probably better to pass and play those cards next round instead. So we're gonna give him this first round. And here you can see his crown is half filled up now. That means he won the first round. We have nothing yet. And as I said, these two stay on the board. And the winner of the round goes first. So we don't want to use this ability yet. We will ignore and then hopefully win this round, and then we make him, even though we won, we can make him begin the final round. So ignore. There we go.
Don't make me laugh.
Okay. And this we could buff these now, but I think we're gonna actually use alright, we drew two at the end of, as I said before, the beginning of round 2 you draw 2 more cards, and we draw this one, and we drew, what else do we draw? Oh, another one of these. Probably we can make this really big now, hopefully, and then they will win this. They will win us both round 2 and round 3. That's the idea. But let's start with so removing 3 power. So we'll play this on this is a ranged unit. So we'll play on this row, and then we can kill this one since it has 3 range. It dies and goes to the graveyard. Okay, and this is a counter. That means every 3 turns it will remove 2 strength from one of my guys. From non-gold again. So gold units, this is another gold unit. They are pretty much immune to everything. And again, this is the green means it buffed, and that's because of the Northern Realms passive. Okay, so it's time to start buffing these guys.
I'll protect him, alright?
There we go. Okay, so now this is 13, and that's by far the strongest minion on the board. So this doesn't count, of course. So now we can actually, I'm gonna use Scorch now to kill it before I buff these up higher than 13. Because Scorch will kill your own units as well.
Getting to work.
Okay. So now we can play this one. It's a siege unit, so it goes on this row.
Dance of death!
I will choose to return this and play it again. And then, in case he has Scorch, I think I'm gonna, I'm not sure. If I use this and he Scorches, both these will die, but I don't, so... But having this at 4 makes it more vulnerable to removal as well. Single target removal, like remove 4 strength from something. Well, yeah, let's buff this one. Okay, so he passed here. And since we have the lead already, we can pass as well. Or we can choose to play more cards, which is not a good idea. Because any card I play now will... I could play this one, I suppose, because these will stay on the board, but there's no point. We'll go to the next round. So that's 1-1. And all the cards go to the graveyard except for this one, and we draw 1 card this round. And now I can make him go first. Otherwise I would go first, but now I can make him go first.
Don't make me laugh.
Another gold card. A lot of good cards. Okay, and what card did we draw? Oh, we actually drew another one of these. That's good. We can buff them even more then. Let's go ahead and do that right away. So,
Right?
as I said before, they're not going to be vulnerable to a Scourge, so they won't kill both of them at least. Okay, so now we can start buffing up this row. See, now this has the arrows, so I can place it on anyone. But if you read the text, it said you will add strengths to all other non-gold again. Gold are pretty much immune to all the buffs on that row, so we'll place it on
We
the
ought
siege
to
row.
help one or the other.
Or the melee row. And it adds to all these three.
Got any victuals? Hungry like a wolf I am.
Okay, so we don't have any removal left. That's pretty bad. Rally allows you to randomly play a bronze unit from your deck, but we don't have any units. Actually, we have one that plays a special card, and we have a special card that can kill all these. I think I'm gonna do that now. See if we can get lucky here. So rally. This will clear weather, which is a debuff. Although, or big units that's been on the board the entire game is actually immune to weather, so it's not as important for us this turn. We're gonna rally and hopefully we can get found 2 cards in a row that we need. Not too
We
likely.
can hide, but there is no escape.
So it's still 3. So let's, in case he has one of these, down here the thunder thing that buffs all the cards of the same type. So we'll kill one of these, so we can't buff 3 of them if he has a card. And again, this will deal damage from my cards every 3 turns. Okay, so he actually did buff those 2, so it's like good thing we removed one of them. Okay, so we'll just keep buffing this row. Same card, buff everything. There you see it dealt 2 damage to the card. And he keeps buffing these 2. It's a good thing we removed the third one, otherwise we would have 10 more here. Okay, so the next play is to buff these 2. We could actually buff these 2 as well, because it will buff 2 of them. Either one. Maybe it's better to spread it out. Although if he has weather, these are better because they are immune. So let's buff these 2. We have a pretty big lead now.
Close ranks!
And now we use this hero power to summon a copy. And the effect of this card is to summon 2 more of itself, but those won't get buffed. You summon a copy of the 10 strength, and then it summons 2 more that's not buffed. It's pretty close here in the last round. We have just 2 base units left now. That will. I probably should have played these before these 2 in hindsight, because then they would get buffed too. That's definitely a mistake. We're still in the lead though, but he has 2 cards left to play. We are missing out here on 6 damage, unfortunately. Hello, 6 strange.
For the king!
Now, when you don't have any cards or hero power, you automatically passes the turn. Let's see. We actually managed to win there. The game strategy worked there. So in the first round, we just got our 2 guys out there that we want to win the game with, and then we started buffing them in round 2, and then even more in round 3. So that's the base mechanics of the game. I didn't get in. There are a lot of card mechanics I didn't get into, like weather and spawning, and there are lots of things. But this is basically just how the game works, and I'm quite intrigued by this game. I played it about 3-4 hours now, and it's really fun so far, and it's probably gonna get better once you get more cards and you learn more of the intricacies of the game. And it's, as I said, completely different from any other card game. And it's, I think it's really a lot of strategy and tactics go into this. Even I think it's hard to just net deck and play that deck well, unless you know what you're doing, because it's really hard to know when to pass, when to use your cards, when to use your hero powers, and when to play which cards in your deck, which round to use them, how to use them. There's a lot of small details that go into this game, I think. And I like the system of having 3 rounds, because you really have to plan ahead and think about how you use your resources. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this game more. Okay, so that's gonna be it for the game mechanics video. I'll probably make a lot more videos about this game in the next few weeks. Okay, that's it for now.